Oh man, these are great. Yeah, these are awesome.
All right, guys, here we are. All right, Ron, that is one heck of a Santa hat. I'm digging it. I like it.
Thank,
I should have put my Santa hat on.
thank
I
you. I'm even wearing my spectacle of dancing lights, cast, and crew shirt.
nice. I the best I could give you was a little Hard Rock Cafe tonight,
Nothing wrong
and
with that.
this is actually when I used to work there. So this is like the old uniform shirt.
Oh man, that's OG stuff, isn't it?
That's it. That's the OG stuff right there. Yes, yes, it is.
OG.
So, wanted to welcome everybody, and let me see if I can change my light a little bit here. Um, Tonight we are going to talk about Universal, and our amazing adventures that took place last week. Well, a week and a half ago, I guess. It feels like, to me, it has been a whirlwind since we got back. Well, I got back. I got back on Monday afternoon and managed, between Monday afternoon and Sunday night, I put in 121 hours of work. Um, I'm a little delirious, but Tegan came over yesterday. We had the opportunity to talk about some stuff, and she is doing her color guard, and we are going to go see a local Christmas festival, the Zoo Lights, which many places do these days. But it's a local zoo that sets up Christmas lights and has the animals out at night. They have reindeer. It's kind of fun. So we are going to go enjoy that on Sunday night this week.
I love
Um,
it.
but she was very interested to hear about some of the offerings Universal had. I had never been to Universal at Christmas. You had, correct?
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep.
Um,
I was a balloon wrangler when I was working for Universal because they I don't know if that has changed post whatever we are, pandemic, still pandemic, but they would pick people they would pick day guests to have this really highly honored opportunity to be one of the balloon wranglers for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, that the balloons that they would have. And one day I was able to do it, and it was pretty cool. It really was. But yeah, I think they do a great job.
they do. So my favorite parade that Disney offers is the Boo to You parade. I personally think
Yes,
their Halloween parade
hands
is
down.
by far their best parade. Close second, the pre-pandemic Christmas parade. Um, I feel the toy soldiers, the band, the music, like the musical interaction, um,
Yep.
incredibly well done. That being said, I had never seen Universal's Macy's Day style parade. And the first night I arrived, I did see it on Wednesday night for the first time with some friends. And my friend told me when it was over, she said, "Oh, that was a bummer. There were no balloons in it." And I thought the parade was amazing as is.
Right.
And I was totally impressed. And I said, "What?" And she goes, "It's normally about twice as long because there's balloons in it."
Right.
And
Must have been too windy, or there was other weather going on.
too windy was the call. But I got to see it on Saturday night. As you
Yep.
know, I ran a rampant schedule Saturday night, to
Yep.
try to get everything in. Um, I was able to see the parade, see Mannheim Steamroller, and then get over to IOA in time to catch the Hogwarts projection show for Christmas on the castle,
Right.
and then also get to end my night on Velocicoaster. And I did miss the Who show, the Grinch
Oh, it's
Miss
awesome. It's
Holidays show.
awesome.
But you got to see that this week.
I did on Wednesday. I loved it. And honestly, yeah, as wonderful as the show is, the thing that took it up a notch is I knew several of the performers, some of whom are from Disney, so that made it just a little bit better. So, but
Oh, that's
yeah, it's
cool. I didn't know
hands
they had
down.
Who's in Disney.
What's that?
I didn't know they had Who's in Disney.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Putting you on the spot, buddy. But so you and I got to experience some things for the first time this trip. And one of those was actually staying together.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Frank. Good evening. Thank you for joining us as usual. We love you, man. We got, I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you just joined us. We have a little new intro. We have made it Ron and Brian exclusive now. We added some of the pictures from our trip and put them up there, and have done it in some of our banners and such. One of which has a photo of Ron enjoying Velocicoaster, not for the first time. We didn't get your pictures for the first ride you had because you snuck off and ditched me while I waited for pictures for Hagrid's.
Yep, it says take two, I think, right? Take two.
Yeah, well, no, I think it was your third because didn't you guys do it twice?
Oh, was it?
I think you had done it twice, but
yes, that's right. That's right.
Regardless, you were able to do Velocicoaster. We stayed together for the first time. We enjoyed a wonderful room at Cabana Bay. The way it played out, it worked out awesome with the size room we had and the amenities. The only knock I would personally give a family suite at Cabana Bay that some other hotels offer is the dual bathroom would have been nice. But because, like I had to invade or impinge upon your living space. Not that it was a big deal at all.
Yeah.
But when you travel sometimes and you're traveling, if you're with a family that's sharing, for instance, a suite situation, it would be nice to each have your own bathroom and kind of be set in that way. But the way they had it laid out with the toilet in a separate room, second sink outside the shower area, and a sink in the shower area with the shower, technically 3 people could be getting ready at any given time, taking care of whatever they need to take care of. So that I will give.
And there was a sink in the kitchen.
And a sink in the kitchen too. Yeah, that's a valid point. The one thing I would really compliment them on, though, is the price point. And, we'll get into that a little bit. Cabana Bay, I paid a little over $100 a night on the weekends. And the weeknights I was there was just under $100 a night. It was like $98 a night or whatever.
Amazing.
But that's for a suite. Had more space than Pop Century. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you talk about it for a minute, and I am going to try to find a photo. We're going to... Whoa, Ron, you're split in two. What happened, Ron? Oh, there you go.
No. I don't know what happened. I heard a dog bark. But while Brian's looking for photos or whatever it is he's searching for, there are several things going on with the Cabana Bay Resort that I personally appreciate because I'm big into details. I think that's honestly what makes or breaks the story that you're a part of. Cabana Bay, the architecture is stunning. The way it's designed, it's incredibly evocative, and even if you didn't live through that particular period in Americana history, you're still going to connect to it. But then you get to the room, and the shower has VO5 shampoo and conditioner and Zest bar soap. And for those of you out there listening who are familiar with that, you're like, oh, wow. In fact, the smell of Zest bar soap is so nostalgic to me. I put a bar inside my suitcase. You know, you should always have a bar soap in your suitcase, makes everything smell nice. I love the smell of Zest, and I didn't realize how much I did until I actually got wind of some of it and went, "Oh, this is nice." The pens are branded to Cabana Bay. They've got everything, every little thing is branded to the resort itself, and this isn't unique just to Cabana Bay. All the resorts at Universal, whether you're talking about Royal Pacific, Hard Rock, the Portofino, Endless Summer, whatever those resorts are, they have a suite of unique amenities, pens, notepads, all that other stuff specifically branded and themed to the resort. And it's not a knock against Disney. I understand that from an economic, yes, zestfully clean, Frank, exactly. I understand from an economic perspective, it makes more sense, and from a cost center perspective, to just have things as simple as possible, which is why no matter where you stay at a resort, unless you're staying like one of the VIP suites or suites, Disney resorts, pens, notepads, things like that. Um, that's not the case at Universal, and things like that to me are just huge. Um, it's a massive resort. Cabana Bay, if you're looking to go and you're looking to do things besides go to the parks, Cabana Bay is one of those places where there are plenty of things to do. I believe they have a lazy river. They've got a pool. They've got a host of other things going on. They do a movie night. They've got fire pits at night. They've got bars. They've got a like a cafeteria style restaurant. I don't know if they've got a full serve location. I don't believe they do, but there is a bunch of things going on there. And if you got to get away, um, City Walk, I just forgot the name of it. City Walk is a walk or a quick bus trip away. Um, Transportation, that's another thing that really blew me away. You know, show up, leave your vehicle. You can walk or take a bus wherever you want to. And I I wondered how they were going to manage the crowds with park dumps and things like that. No problems. They knew and were ready, even with construction going on, because you know they're doing an expansion right now to where the buses park. Because I think they're making way for what are going to be additional slots for the new Epic Park that's broken ground. But they still had it figured out, and our wait for a bus at the end of the night probably took longer to get from the park to the bus than to wait for the bus and board it to get back to the resort. I'd say the wait itself was probably less than 10 minutes. And honestly, that to me is another thing. I don't know how things, well, I do because I experienced it. I know Disney still has challenges with their bus transpo, and it's supposed to be more intelligent because they've got the GPS pucks. But Universal really seemed to run a super tight ship. Hey, look at that, folks! If you're watching, take a look at the screen. So that is the view as you walk into the room. There's the kitchen to the left, but take a look at the furniture. Take a look at the architecture, the art, even the chairs. You know, just the chairs have that evocative 50s/60s vibe to it. Really nice. There you go. The bedroom, that over there where the the ironing board is, that's where the closet is. But what you can't see is towards the back part of the photo where that panel is, which is where there's actually a sliding door. There's a couple of drawers there as well. I believe they're on both sides. So
Yeah.
they
One of the things I loved about that room was the sliding divider, which you can kind of see is in the middle, it like almost like a pocket door, not in a pocket.
right.
But the bureau was really cool the way it was set up because there were two drawers on the front side, which if you look back at the previous picture, you can see
Yeah,
the
there you
two
go.
drawers, them's open on the left hand side under the television.
Yep,
And
back behind the table.
that's the two drawers that fit for this side. And then the two
Yep.
drawers on the other side open over by the bed. So the unit functions to take care of everybody on both sides, which is incredibly handy, obviously, and very nice to be able to deal
And
with.
then the other thing, just real quickly, take a look at the kitchen. You can see where the microwave is. You see the sink. The fridge is just to the left of the sink and down below, but all of that shelf space to store snacks and things like that.
Yeah, that was
Really,
really lovely for
really very
us.
thoughtfully designed.
So we really enjoyed being able to make our way around the parks. I know you really enjoyed it. I'm gonna
Yes.
pull up a couple other pictures while you can start to tell folks what it was that you really enjoyed most uh, experiencing while we were up there. Like, what was your favorite thing?
All right. So I know Brian will jump into this as well, but it was the first time for me writing Hagrid's, and it was the first time riding Velocicoaster. And I got to tell you the thing about Velocicoaster for anybody who likes roller coasters and has never been on this one before. Most roller coasters have two, maybe three peak adrenaline points. It can be that almost vertical drop. It can be a tight corkscrew or a barrel roll. I mean, every coaster has some sort of thing that you always reflect back on that coaster and go, oh yeah, that moment. The entire Velocicoaster ride is, oh yeah, that moment, because they literally they it feels like to me the engineers thought, okay, where's the envelope? How far can we go? What's the stress test we can take without breaking the people who board this thing? It blew me away. The drop, the straight drop down doesn't happen at the beginning. It happens more towards the latter third of the coaster. There there was a point which, as many times as I wrote it, I still, my mind imagined, if something goes terribly awry, we're we're all in trouble here. Um, there's a point where you flip over, you
Unlike
go
the
upside down.
Velocicoaster,
Look at that. That's awesome.
run
Oh my
great
gosh.
Velocicoaster.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, so fun.
So
Oh,
I got
yes, yes,
while we
Daniel.
were there.
Insanely awesome. Insanely awesome, Daniel. I agree. I agree. And the ride, a ride is always a little different whether you're on the front or the back of a coaster. It's almost like riding two separate coasters if you're on the front versus the back. Two
So
completely different experiences.
so my goal while we were there
Oh, 50.
was to get 50. And I did it the night before you guys came in, and I was
That's
able to get it
awesome.
done. It was awesome. And I got an epic pick of 50. And I gotta
You
share a fun
did. And
it,
and I love the gentleman behind you. It looks like he's man, he's praying to every god he knows.
Yeah, you do find yourself praying to every god. I would agree. I would
Yeah.
agree.
So, um,
And
I
Ron, this was your Hagrid's.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, my Hagrid's inaugural.
that that was number one for Ron riding the bike.
Folks, I gotta tell you, what you're looking at is a guy who's instantly and immediately transported back to 20 something. Holy cow! This is the most
And
fun you can possibly have on a
and
roller coaster that looks like a motorcycle with a sidecar.
this one is Sir Daniel right there. That is Daniel who's
Oh,
on with us right now. Um,
yes, that's
so
awesome.
so Dan and I had actually an amazing experience. Um, we were with a group of people that were hanging out, and they all went to go see the 3 o'clock Grinchmas show, or 3:30, whatever it was. And they told us as we approached that we probably wouldn't get in. So we were kind of thinking, do we want to go see this show, or should we go try to squeeze a ride while these guys are all in the show? And we decided to go do a ride. And as you know, Tegan and I have given out thank you cards for years. And this was our first year doing it at Universal. We started in April, but we gave out cards on our trip in April, in May, in August, and in October. And then when I came back, I printed up cards for the holidays, and gave them out. When we walked over, Daniel and I walked over to Hagrid's, and I was looking for a friend of mine who was supposed to be working who wasn't there. Um, and I said, dang, And the girl looked at me and said, "You're Tegan's dad, right?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Why don't you guys follow me?" And literally walked Daniel and I onto the conveyor to get on the ride, walked us all the way to the front. It was I think it was like a 95-minute wait. And we jump on the ride, and we had a blast. It was awesome. As you know, that ride is unbelievable. And then since that happened, we said, well, why don't we go to Forbidden Journey? We're right here, and then we'll try to meet up with everybody after that. And as we walked over to Forbidden Journey, someone was like, "Hey, I have your card from last time. Why don't you guys go express? Go ahead." And they sent us through, and we were able to get on in less than 5 minutes, do the ride. And again, the weight was on the heavier side. And then we walked over and did Jurassic River Adventure. And the funniest part is I have to find the picture for this, so I'm gonna put Ron in frame again.
Okay,
But
so
as we
while uh,
yeah,
while he's doing that, wanted to talk a moment. I know Brian and I had talked about this, about wait times and why wait times get inflated. Uh, my experience had been when I was a leader at Disney that sometimes the cast members at the attractions would artificially inflate the wait times. They might do the same thing at some of the meet and greet locations. And this wasn't everybody. There were just a few people that knew how to manipulate this system, but they'd call into control and they'd say, "Yeah, listen, the readers aren't working, but we're at a 55-minute wait." And if you've got something that says 55-minute wait and you have an hour left to go before park close, very few people are going to go in there because there are other things they probably want to do with their time. And I read an article, and it was on one of those blogs that they visit the theme parks, and they said, "Hey, just so you know, this is a thing that happens, and we wanted to put it to the test." So we saw this place had a 50-minute wait. We went through 27 minutes. This place had a 35-minute wait. We went through 17 minutes. point of all this is, at Universal, everywhere we went, no matter what the wait said, it seemed to be half of that. Did you find that to be the case, Brian?
Yes, I did.
At least.
And I think part of that is also like at Disney, they and at Universal, they want you to buy the Express Pass. They want you to buy Genie Plus. They want you to spend a little more money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. So Daniel and I went over and rode Jurassic River Adventure. We did not discuss anything about our picture. And I had just met Daniel that day. So we had literally just met. So this was our first time together really hanging out in the parks. I didn't notice this in the picture until I just pulled it up right now. But this girl's face in the second row is epic. It is epic. That's an awesome
Yes,
expression.
it is.
Absolutely mortified. So, and the kids in the front, one seems to be unimpressed, the other seems to be mortified. So it's interesting to see how that.
You know what I love? I love the people in the third row. The woman who bravely is holding her phone out.
Yes, that is correct. Now we are right behind woman selfie, and when so here we go.
Yes.
We did not plan this. We did not discuss this. Nothing. We just both randomly do the same exact pose as we're coming down. It was just an epic situation. We had, I mean, Daniel and I talked a little bit about it. We just had such an epic day. That little run of rides in that situation, he and I actually got 3 rides in at some, I know, priceless random photo bomb.
Yep.
We got 3 rides in 20 minutes while they were all at Seussical, or like the Seuss show. So when we there you go. What's up, Doc? Can we rock? We had a blast, and he is such a great guy. I can't wait to get back and see him again. He lives just outside the parks, and there are so many great.
No, I was just going to say that let's get together and make an entire trip about things we can do on the rides when the photos are taken, because there's some people who do some crazy stuff. I've seen people who manage to bring an entire chessboard on, the pieces glued in place, and they're playing chess as they're plummeting to their death.
They're a little stricter with that stuff now, and I know like Velocicoaster would be very hard to bring a prop on. They won't let you because you can't have anything.
Yeah.
And they just, people may not be aware of this. As of December 15th, they changed the way that you go through metal detection there too. It is much more stringent now, and they want like everybody you're getting wanted. The security line is going to back up a lot more. So one thing I noticed, they were kind of dry testing it while we were there, and one of the TMs was telling me that like it's really going to slow things down on the lower level. But every time we got up top into the corral at the top where you wait and watch the pre-show, you pretty much had to walk right by the pre-show because there's nobody up there. So you were walking right onto trains. Velocicoaster is one of the most efficient ride setups for loading and unloading. They have one of the shortest times. Hagrid's is similar because when working properly, Hagrid's never stops motion. So you get off.
Brilliant. The conveyor belt setup, it's brilliant.
Yeah. But the conveyor belt can also cause a problem, which, you know, an emergency stoppage means you kind of stop everything, and that throws everything off. So they do everything in their power to make sure they don't have to stop the conveyor belt and that people put their foot in the motorcycle the right way. But
yeah, those people.
For all your bike experience, I was like, what is this guy doing? You know, like, did you miss the stirrup on the horse? Like, come on, Ron.
You know what? To be fair, any motorcycle I've ridden doesn't have a 6-inch crash plate coming up right where you would put your feet because the shifter is.
Fair, fair point. So we had an unbelievable time between Daniel getting to do some stuff with me, and we had that epic little run, and getting to spend time with you and the family, and seeing your little one really wander around and practice her magic and her spells, and just showing the other
Yep.
kids how to do it once she figured out. It reminded me a lot of Tegan because Tegan does very similar things, which was nice. It would The week was amazing. Um, Universal really takes it to another level that I didn't expect. I really didn't. The tribute store was incredibly well done. The Christmas decorations inside, the theming in the store. Uh, I've now seen 3 tribute stores this year. I saw the Velocicoaster one, the Jurassic Park one. Um, I don't think we. Oh no, I've seen 4 actually because I saw the Mardi Gras one too when we were there. That was still there. Then I saw Velocicoaster, and then the Hollywood, the Halloween Horror Nights store, and now the Christmas store. Um, Unbelievable job. The decorations around the park, while a little more subtle than what Disney offers, um, I think were equally incredible and very well done. Um, the wreath in Diagon Alley and being able to shoot the dragon, breathing fire through it, that was kind of cool. Just some of the things that they offered. I think Ron's looking for something.
Yeah, one thing, if I can find the darn thing.
I'm gonna try to
If
find
I
it.
can find it. I hope I didn't delete it. Uh, there we go. Okay.
You got it?
So the Born show, which we saw,
Yeah.
of course, for those familiar with the venue, know that the T2 show was there beforehand, Terminator 2.
Oh yeah.
And
I
what's
know
really
what one.
cool is one of the pieces of garland
I can actually. I
you
think I
can
have a
see
picture
right
of it.
there. I'm showing everybody now. I mean, it's yours is probably nicer because mine's on my phone. There we go.
Yeah, the T2. The
Fun,
little
right?
the tributes they did were really cool. I got a cool
Yep.
shot um in Diagon Alley of the dragon breathing fire, and it's like over the wreath, and you can see
Oh,
the
yeah.
garland strung up and the lighting. Um, the one thing at night, I just think Diagon Alley is so incredible. I really,
Magic. It is
it's
magic.
it's just so, and that's as the flames extinguishing. You can see it on the other side of the wreath, but they really the feel with the lit garland in Diagon Alley, as you can see in the picture there. As you walk around, it's just very well done. The dragon, and at night, it just adds such a cool effect. Um, I was absolutely in awe of how it looked, um, especially seeing the dragon breathe fire at night, which you can see right there.
Yep.
Um, I just thought was super cool. There's another
Yeah,
kind of
I
cool.
like you said. This is the
Well,
Quidditch store in
hold on,
Diagon Alley. I mean, it's
I'm gonna get.
tastefully decorated.
Yeah, there's and a lot of the things that people don't realize exist in these parks that I think is super cool are the Easter eggs that a lot of people don't even know are there. And you just showed
Right.
the T2 head,
Terminator. Yep.
the Terminator head that is in the garland outside the Bourne Stuntacular. Across the street, Marilyn Monroe has her, um, little meet and greet. And there's a guy out there with her named Jimmy Mack who was talking to us about the different tributes that they have put up. And one of them being Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz had the little bottle by the Brown, not the Brown Derby. Is that what it's called there? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. Brown
is it
Derby.
the Brown Derby at Universal too, though? Because isn't the
Yeah,
Brown
but it's not
Derby
a restaurant.
Okay. But anyway, out in front of there was like little bottles and little tributes in the garland there. They said they had tributes in the Mummy. And, I was showing your lovely wife while we were walking through Diagon Alley, the little tributes to Jaws with,
Yep.
outside Fortescue's, the ice cream place. If you look in the window, there's actually a shark jaw in there. In the record store out front, there's the what is it, the trio that does this, I'm drawing a blank, but there's a record that is in tribute to Jaws that's out there, the Brody, like the something Brody trio or something, I think. I forget, that's gonna bug me now. I hate that. But anyway, they did an unbelievable job with stuff. And in addition to
There.
pulling up, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Brown Derby hat shop.
But the things that they do, I was just blown away with walking through City Walk, the little trees and the way they set it up to feel a little bit more Christmassy, almost like a tree farm in one section. They had the
Yeah.
billboards,
Right.
the little shops. They really added an environment. And when you got down near the tribute store and the giant tree, and you're walking through the area, it really did. And then to see Mannheim Steamroller there for what they said, I think was their 14th year in a row. They had a great little a cappella group open. They
Right.
they were fantastic. And then Mannheim played and did all your favorites. They shut down Rip Ride Rocket, so it's not going in the background. Gave you the opportunity to see a great live show for free. Well, for your ticket purchase. But if you're an annual pass holder and you went into the park that night, the one thing I will say, we were there for a Informer weekend. And I definitely noticed on both Friday and Saturday night, the crowd levels just double after 5 p.m. Once those folks start getting allowed in, the people that are trying to stay till close are still in there. You kind of double up on the crossover, much like an after hours event or a Halloween party or Christmas party at Disney. You get those couple of hours where it is insanely busy. I noticed today that Velocicoaster actually had separate queue corrals put in front of the ride because of how busy they were today. And someone said at one point the ride was like a 270-minute wait. I don't know if that was true or not, but that's kind of crazy. If it was, that's an insane number. But the Whoville and the Who's Out and the attention to detail in the makeup of the Who's in Whoville when you walk around Seussland. Super impressive. They had the Louis Vuitton bag.
Yes. Do you have a photo of that?
I think I do, actually. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let me put you back up on the big screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it too. So it's a race to see.
Well,
Yeah,
one of us,
there we go.
one of us should talk. Yeah, there you go. You can't really see what it
We
says.
should talk.
Yeah, you should talk.
Yeah. So Just the theming, the thing that really blew me away as well with the show, is the cast comes out after the show to meet and greet and say hi to people. And again, this is a thing that Brian and I were talking about. Love that both at the top of the day and at the bottom of the day, throughout the day, you you just encounter an enormous number of live performers. Characters, folks from the parades, folks from the shows, and they're all animated and excited to talk to you. I mean, really, honestly, these conversations one on one make you feel like you're the only person there who matters. There we go. Louis Vuitton.
Louis
Look
Vuitton,
at that.
and yeah, from Whoville. But
What he
the
said.
the attention to detail there is so impressive, and they really,
Yep.
really, really, really just take it to a whole nother level. Um, we also had the opportunity to travel over to uh, Disney and enjoy a wonderful
Yep.
breakfast with our friend Josh, who we were able to hang out with. Josh is a former
Yes, we
veteran,
were.
former soldier that served and does some awesome things and has done some awesome things for both vets and works at special needs camp, I believe, in Missouri every year. Great kid, does some great stuff. We were able to enjoy a fantastic meal with him over at Boma and see our friend Christian, who is always a good guy to see. Um, I know you enjoy Boma very much. I know I do.
I did.
We also got
I
the opportunity
did.
for peaches and cream, which we also
Yes, we did.
enjoyed a great meal at, and got to
Which
enjoy.
has one of the best grilled cheese sandwiches I've ever had. Probably the only other place I had a better grilled cheese sandwich was at a restaurant called the Crooked Spoon in Claremont, Florida. But that's it, man. It's they make a beautiful grilled cheese sandwich there at Beaches and Cream.
We had my favorite waitress, Helena,
Hey,
took care of us there, and she is absolutely amazing. Fantastic lady. If you ever get the chance to go to Beaches and Cream during the day, she is literally like everyone's mom. It's the only way I can really
she's
describe
lovely.
her. Is
Yep,
she finds herself concerned about people. She makes sure you're
yep.
hydrated. She is just ultimately sweet. Ultimately. Let me see
She
here.
uh, she she gives off a vibe of treating everybody like family. It kind of reminded me of there's a show called Somebody Feed Phil. Phil Rosenthal, who's a writer, travels the world, visits these restaurants, and when he goes to Hawaii, he goes to visit this. It's not an ice cream shop. Darn it, I can't remember. Anyway, the owner, who's been there 30 plus years, comes out. First thing he does, he's never seen Phil or met him before. Big hug. And you know what? That's the vibe you get from her. Same sort of thing.
Yeah,
This is just family you haven't met yet.
she is one of those people that has watched Tegan grow from about 6 years old up until now, and she is just absolutely like family to us. Love her to death.
Yep.
Another thing I want to talk about real quick is food at another place because we did go to Beaches and Cream. We did go to Boma, but every morning, as you know, other than
Oh,
at Boma,
yep, yep.
I have a favorite place and I have a system that really worked very well for me. Um, and that is at the Today Cafe in Universal Studios. Mobile ordering, when it works, it is the best thing ever. It really is. You
Right.
can't beat it. And what I did with going to Today Cafe is, as you know, we rope drop the parks days we were there. And
Hmm.
that means we're there super early. One of the days we actually snuck by about 1,000 people, went to the left, and wound up being the first people in the park. That was incredible. With a little secret spot there we won't share. But
Nope.
so anyway, we went into the park and we rope drop, did Velocicoaster, did Hagrid's, did a couple rides. Then when I get hungry, right about 9 o'clock after that first hour, when the other park opens, what I tend to do is about 10 minutes before Universal opens to the public, I place my order. And not even 10 minutes, like 3 minutes, because you can't send it until the park's officially open. But I wait till 9 o'clock, and then as soon as the park opens, I send my mobile order to Today Cafe. Then I walk in, and I walk up to Today Cafe at 9:05, and they have my food ready. And I sit down outside, and for less than $20 with my annual pass discount, I enjoy this fantastic breakfast sandwich, that awesome eclair, that coffee, some OJ, and a cup of fruit that I don't eat because I don't eat fruit. But I will gladly donate it to somebody else. So if you're ever at the park when I'm there, just let me know. Get a complimentary fruit cup
It's
to hang
very
out
good.
with.
Um, it's very good. It's fresh
But
fruit.
highly recommend Today Cafe. They have unbelievable pastries, muffins. They've got some great food options. They've got some great sandwich options in the afternoon. Tegan and I really enjoy it for breakfast. We have eaten there countless times. We love the ham, egg, and cheese. That ham, egg, and cheese is amazing. They put this little sauce on it that's just absolutely incredible. We absolutely love it. So that is my tidbit for that. You went to a couple different restaurants. Where did you guys eat?
Oh gosh. On the spot where uh not Three Broomsticks. What is
You did Leaky
the
Cauldron.
restaurant in Diagon Alley?
Leaky Cauldron.
Yes, Leaky Cauldron, which is always yeah, it's always good. I mean, they have the Wizard's Brew there as well, which is a delicious dark stout. Um, Food portions are priced well, and uh, they're they're sizable. They're not. It's not the kind of thing I think that Universal's in danger of. Some TikToker taking a photo of some meatballs and pasta with no sauce and saying that's $12. That's not a thing that's going to happen. Um, it was really, really very good. I don't
It wasn't
I don't
horrifying.
believe. No, it's honestly it's great. I've had great food experiences.
We so we got to I got to check out Beetlejuice. He came out, said hi. Uh,
Yeah.
and that was kind of fun. If you've never done the makeup show at Universal, definitely do it. Super cool.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
It doesn't take a long time. Uh, Definitely worth it. But
Yep.
back to food talk. Um, you and I tried Confisco Grill for the first time.
Yep.
Uh, I had never eaten
Well,
there.
I've eaten there plenty of times. I think that was your first time, right?
Correct, correct. Um,
Yep.
I was not blown away. However, there
No.
was a reason. We had a little confusion.
Ugh.
They have wings on their menu, and I had simply asked if there was any way that I could get boneless wings, and they said it was not a problem. So I thought it was good, and they brought me kids chicken tenders with buffalo
Yep.
sauce. So I was not blown away by what they did. Um, I think I asked for another serving of it. I don't even remember.
Yep.
But
You
it
did,
was,
which you didn't even get to eat before he came and took everything away.
yeah, I know.
and
I
and
had
you
their,
said, "I guess I'm done."
yeah, yeah. He didn't leave me much choice. Um, the uh, the onion soup was amazing. It was very good. You said your meal was amazing, and your wife loved her food.
Yeah. Yep.
She had the
Yeah.
sticky
I
ones,
had.
right?
Yes, she did. Which it was massive, massive portion. I mean, honestly, I think if you're going to eat there and you order something like the stick ribs, make plans to get a to-go container, and especially if you're staying on property, bring it back to the resort because it was it was a sizable portion. Yeah, I had the rice noodle pad thai with tofu, which was it was dynamite. You know, put it up. I'd put it up against any uh, Thai restaurant that I've ever had that at. It was cooked well. The noodles were cooked properly. Everything was spiced right. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, I was impressed with what I saw from you guys. I just personally wasn't overly blown away with it, but I'd like to try it again and get something else. I was just looking for
Yeah,
something on the light fare side. I just wanted some like wings and soup or something light because I knew one, we were both getting ready to depart shortly thereafter, and both had multiple hour drives, and I just didn't want to fill up, feel full, and then be fatigued, wanting to sleep, when I start the drive. Because you get that like post
yeah,
Thanksgiving dining
or
experience that you just want to.
yeah, or having that gurgling in your stomach when you're between Kissimmee and Yeehaw Junction, going, oh yeah, that swamp canal looks mighty good as a toilet right now.
Yes. Well, let's let's file that one under TMI in the Three Dads Talk. Like we'll do the timeout on that one. Uh but
We can edit it out in post.
yeah, when we're live, it's kind of tricky to do that. So one of the things I do want to just mention too, um, I'm not a drinker, but I was with a group on one of the days that they do enjoy beverages in the parks, and Murph and Zach at over by where the Jaws hangs down, the little Ches something
Bruce.
bar
Yeah.
where Bruce hangs out, or hangs down. But it's changed.
What is that? Is that Richter's Burgers? Is that where Bruce is?
I don't know, but I just got to give those dudes credit because they were amazing bartenders, awesome with the
Yeah, that's
people.
where it is.
Yeah, there you go,
Yeah, Shea Alcatraz. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah.
Chezzy. Um, the Shea Alcatraz. But they are they are the they are just awesome. Murph over there is incredible, great with guests. And I think, Daniel, was it Zach that's the other kid that works in there? I think it was Zach. I'm not sure. But he was also amazing. All I got was a water, and the dude made me feel like he was making me a superstar margarita. Like he was just really. I believe so. Yeah, okay. I think it is Zach. Uh, it didn't matter what you ordered from them, and I guess sometimes when you deal with bartenders, if you walk up and order an ice water, you're really viewed as kind of a pain in the and you may not get the best service. I got to kudos those guys. They were just on their game. Didn't matter. You waited in line. like I still waited in line, but when I needed a refill, I just kind of pointed it out and he had me taken care of. Um, they're really great. And I got to give kudos to the whole Universal team that's there because, as Daniel and I experienced firsthand, um, if you're kind, it really comes back tenfold. And, we have talked about it countless times on the show, the importance of thank you, the importance of appreciating, the importance of patience, the importance of having understanding when it comes to someone else doing something. And, the team members this year have really struggled so much and been under so much pressure. It is so relieving to see the guys and ladies, but the team members and cast members that just keep the right attitude up. Um, I said to countless team members on this trip, you guys are what makes this park come alive. And you can build all the things that Universal has to offer. Without a single team member there, you don't ride a ride. You don't get to do anything but admire the architecture if you're lucky enough to get let in. So remember that it is the human element at these parks that brings you the level of joy and fun and experience, whether you realize it or not. The Velocicoaster might be the most insanely awesome ride that you've ever ridden, but without someone there to check safety and then put you on it and take you off it, your day at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure is not all that exciting. So if you don't take a moment and thank those cast members and team members at whatever park you're at, they make the difference. It's not you, it's not your family, it's not that the Wizarding World exists or that Jurassic Park is a place you can walk through. It's the team that stands there and takes care of you people all day long. And it is not an easy job. And if we don't remember to thank people for doing what they do in those parks, they're not going to want to work there anymore. And if you eventually reach a point where people aren't working in those jobs and you're seeing it at some level when they're shorthanded, hours get reduced, people aren't as available, opportunities slow down for things that you could do that you like to enjoy. The immigration tour at Men in Black, the tour of the Mummy, the Gringotts tour. You can tour all these rides. If they have enough team members, they will show you around. Jimmy Fallon, they'll bring you up on the roof. There are all these really cool things that team members give you the opportunity to enjoy. Without them, we don't enjoy that. So remember that every day you take a shot at a team member, or you complain, or you go to guest services and demand better treatment just because someone didn't fulfill what your expectation was. As we've said before, valid complaints take up the chain of command 100%. But getting annoyed at a little thing, it's not worthy of going and getting a team member in trouble for something that they didn't really do wrong and you did. And that team member could potentially lose a job or just not want to get work somewhere where they're getting berated or bothered all the time or complained about for doing their job. So when it's a safety issue, just say yes. Okay, my kid's not tall enough yet. Don't argue. It's a safety issue for your family's safety. And I don't know about you, but my children are the most important asset in the world, and I would do anything to keep them safe. So I'm not going to question somebody on a ride. You shouldn't either. And I would imagine as a former stuntman, you would agree with most of that.
I agree with all of it. I think when it comes down to it, a thing that guests rarely think about is in the course of the day, you're having these individual interactions with these team members here and there, and you're not turning it around and looking at it from that 180-degree optic where this team member is interacting with thousands upon thousands of people every single day, and they're there to make sure that you're having a great time, but you're being safe while you do it. And they've got to find a way to constantly scout for people who try to sneak things in or out, just like, at the end of the day, when people are leaving the park, you've got security hosts and hostesses as well as managers and team members at the exits, and they're there to make sure you don't leave with your alcohol, because they have an accountability piece that they need to make sure gets managed. It's the same thing when you're leaving City Walk and you're heading towards the conveyor belts or that walkway in the center. You're gonna always see a security host or hostess there watching to make sure you're not leaving with alcohol. It's part of that responsible vendor law. It's part of just making sure that everybody is safe. So honestly, the best thing you can do is show up with your best positive game face, and remember why you're there to begin with. You went there to have a good time, maybe to escape from whatever it is you're dealing with in the real world. Let those people help facilitate that. That's what they're there for. And that's a thing they thrive and relish doing. What Brian was talking about with the tours that are available, those are taught by on-site team members. They're led by on-site team members who have this massive amount of pride for their work location, and they want to share some of that behind-the-scene magic with you. It's up to us to appreciate it and take advantage of it.
I agree 100%. And I think
So,
that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You first.
I was just going to say, I think that is a great way to kind of wrap up this show. And,
Yep.
Just remembering during the holiday season to show some kindness, show some patience, but bring it into your whole year. Again, Universal blew me away with the way they Christmas and the way they happy holiday, from the beat builders doing the Christmas carols, to the performance of Mannheim Steamroller, to what they do in Seussland, to the decorations and feeling as you walk through either Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade. The Christmas spirit, especially through Seussland, was just amazingly well done this year. The singing of the carolers in Seussland was so cool to be able to see them singing and doing stuff. The theming at our own hotel was very impressive.
Yes.
If you believe in the Christmas spirit and the holiday spirit, Universal is not going to disappoint you. I was very impressed. And the Christmas parade, the Macy's Holiday Spectacular, or whatever they called it, very cool. And Santa at the end, wishing you a Merry Christmas. You really feel like you're on the street in New York watching the Thanksgiving Day parade. And,
Yep.
I just want to give all the cast members kudos, all the team members kudos, because we did experience a little bit of Disney and a little bit of Universal, obviously more Universal. But all the people we encountered on this trip, I did not have a bad interaction with anybody on the trip. And
I second that.
I just want to thank all of them for allowing you and I to be able to enjoy a great experience, and then hopefully share some feedback with people. And again, guys, if you ever have questions or you want to make comments or talk about anything, please shoot us a message. Let us know. But I will tell you, I was thoroughly blown away with the way Universal did Christmas. And I didn't think they'd have a chance at touching Disney going into it. I really didn't, because I had been so impressed with what Disney did. Universal made it snow too. I saw snow at Universal. I saw the confetti and the parade fun. And most of all, I saw team members truly enjoying sharing moments with their guests. And that is, to me, what makes Christmas more fun than anything. I just think that's amazing.
It's true. It's true.
Do you,
It's worth
do you have
checking out. It's
parting?
worth experiencing.
Do you have
What's that?
parting? Do you have parting thoughts tonight, Mister Ron?
Yes, my parting thoughts are the same as they always are. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for allowing Dad's Talk theme parks to be a part of your life. And again, just echoing what you said, Brian, team members, theme park cast members, hospitality and beverage employees, and team members everywhere. Thank you for being out there, and thank you for putting up with the the least of us as well as appreciating the best of us.
I like it. And I think we should end with the big man himself. I think he has to make a final appearance like he does in the parade. Um,
Yes,
Santa wished me a very Merry Christmas as he went by. And for those of you that celebrate, have a very Merry Christmas this week. Um, for those of you that celebrate other things, I hope you enjoyed your holidays or do enjoy your holiday, because some have passed, some still are to come. And we will be back one more time before the new year. So we have one more
yep,
show. Um, it is going to be next Tuesday night. And we are going to try to bring you some stuff. I think we're going to try to do some questions and hopefully get a little bit of interaction. Maybe we can get a few more people to watch and hang out.
yeah.
But thank you all very
Daniel,
much.
thank you. Same to you.
Daniel, I'm going to be in touch anyway, my man, because I am back in February and we got to coordinate, even if it's you coming to the park at night, because I'm going to be back for a few days, but it's midweek, unfortunately. But guys, thank you for being part of Dad's Talk Theme Parks. We love just randomly chatting, and we look forward to getting you guys involved more and more after the new year, including a Frank guest
Merry
appearance,
Christmas, Frank.
which is going to be one of our first things. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And it's about that time that we say goodbye. So
Much love, everybody.
much love. Happy holidays. And Ron, you'll like the new pictures in our ending.